Hi everyone, I am Sarah, aka Spirit Mother Ann, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit itself, on TikTok, 1974 United Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. Uh, Today I'm talking about spiritual awakening. Okay? There's a lot of it happening right now, and some people don't understand it. There's different versions, different levels of where people are within their spiritual awakening and journey. And a lot of others, like they don't understand it, so they'll mock someone. Now, as I said, I choose things because of a lot of my own experiences with guys, what have you. And today, a few things happened. Okay? I was someone who said that they didn't believe in crystals and ancient civilizations. And then I received a call from my sisters today, and they were asking me something about a video that I posted on my YouTube, my TikTok, and also on my Facebook. And they asked me, because it wasn't just her, it was somebody else who had seen the video. And she was asking me, like, what's going on there? So that's part of what I'm going to explain today, too, because that's part of spiritual awakening. Okay? Because you start experiencing things that you can't explain. And if you were to try to explain it, if somebody didn't understand it and they were so connected into the dogma of the systems that's saying that, no, that's taboo, that's psychotic, that's demonic, devil, what have you. Okay? I said before, my channel is not for everyone. 222, as I said that, my channel is not for everyone. If you experience anything within yourself, it's a part of your spirit that is reacting to it, whether you cry from it, you laugh from it, or you get angry and pissed off about what I have to say, right? Because it's not to offend people, because, like I said, everyone is in different places within their spirituality. And the video I'm going to show to get you get an understanding of it if you want, or something like that, or some people will just say, well, that's just your phone. But it's actually not. I did show pictures yesterday. Others would say, well, that's your camera. It's not. Okay? So things can get really intense for people. It can get really creepy because you see things and it scares the bejesus out of you, or the fuck out of you. And if somebody takes offense to me saying bejesus, well, or the fuck out of you, well, you know. So, no, I know I don't have to explain myself. I choose to, so that it kind of keeps other people from being offended. Because it's not to offend people. It's that's part of me, and then I explain. If I feel that others don't understand what it is that I'm saying, I'll explain it. And I seen somebody's post on Facebook that said, "Why are people so stupid?" It's maybe it's not that the people are stupid. Maybe you're just not explaining it in a way that they understand. So that's the part of that, you know. People could say the same thing about you. Why are you like about you being stupid because you didn't understand something that they were explaining? So before I get started, oh crap. I'm going to, I'm going to show this video, okay? That way, if people are in here, and if they're just joining into my channel, I usually recommend or suggest that people go and read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teaches Healing with Himself, in order to get a better understanding of my channel brings forward. Because people say love and light, love and light. Well, as everyone knows, right now, not everything feels like love. Now, I'm showing this, and if people get offended by this video, well, what have you, we'll explain the video about what happened. Because outreach. I posted this the other day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see it there. Okay. So, shit. I got the screen. The top. Oh, there. Pardon me? It shifted. Yeah, just we'll finish watching it. phone starts to vibrate. Like I said, if he sees this, it's not to shame him. It's to say that there are so many people asking and begging for help. Because this here, it's a beautiful place. Okay? This here is okay? This would be an awesome place to just sit at and see, you can't. That's his view of you. Okay? That's his trash over there. That's his stuff. And they're back and over here. As I said, I'm not here to shame him, but you probably say that I am. Extension cords all over the floor. And he wonders, like, over here, the tools all over the floor. Something should be in a shed. Right? It's all over the place. And it was actually worse than this. The other week, he cleaned up a little bit. And he cleaned up a little bit. It looked good, that part of it looked good, but he never finished. And when he wanted to put labels on stuff to make it easier for him, so I've never had one label. But he hasn't done it for I hope. But he doesn't want to do nothing. He's making excuses for himself and then talks about people. And it's just why he comes into it. Now this is what he says about me. This is my little bit of stuff that I brought into my car to illustrate it. It's paper and cups. Okay. And in here, I spent hours cleaning that up because it was another disaster area. What happens is he comes in from somewhere, and instead of putting things away or putting things in the garbage, he just dumps it. And I'll say it again, it's not to throw shame on him or shame or anything like that, because I know he's trying, but he's making more excuses. And like I said, I love him, and I feel for people like that. I'll tell you one thing. Before I started doing light work and shadow work and what have you, my place was like that, but it was more kept to my room. I didn't show you his bedroom because that's his private space. If he wants to keep messing down, that's his private space. And he will throw shame and shame on people for things like that. See, he's not to throw shame on his family either. I share that because I'm pretty sure people seen the buzzing and the shaking of the phone. Okay? So what you were witnessing there was a form of an energy. People talk about demons, poltergeists, dark spirits, what have you. Okay? See, the thing is, we live next to a cemetery. And where he already has a lot of his own inner conflicts and turmoil, it draws others to him. And you bring it in the house. It ends up it almost forms an attachment because it's still like it's in many ways, if not always, it's that it's a piece of you. And I know some would say, well, that doesn't seem right. It is. So he has a lot of anger, a lot of pain, like many. And it's that conflict, always in conflict with yourself and feeling like you're in conflict with others. And when you experience that, you experience different phenomena. So there was like I said, I felt it. I literally felt it rush up on me. And that's why I did what I did and said what I said. He smudges. Let's see where when somebody is in that state of being, because like when my house was like that, I knew from where I look at myself now. So when your home is clean, there's a lot less chance that you're bringing in something or you're experiencing something of an attachment because of something that you need to let go of. We hoard things. And when you hoard things, whether it be something that you're hoarding from that's used or like even wrappers, you even like you start hoarding stuff from a store. And that's part of the attachment. You keep bringing in. And everything has an energy to it. Like when I go in the store, I said before, when I go in the store, if I touch something, I can tell if an energy was attached. And that's what it's the part of learning how to not attach yourself to physical things, because what you're doing when you attach yourself to it, you're giving your energy away. You're giving your parts of you because you are looking kind of to something else to get you satisfaction, opposed to looking to yourself to receive and give yourself that care or whatever it is that you're giving it to. That way you're filled up so that you want, when you do something for someone, they can't drain you and you feel good. So in those different places where the phone was vibrating, it was vibrating, buzzing, and shifting. And if you watch some of these paranormal shows and what have you, can see the different things that they're experiencing. A lot of time they'll hear the buzzing, and you were witnessing, and it like electromagnetic field, but there was nothing there that would be electromagnetic except for an energy. You know, you're the magnet, electromagnetic. They're bringing energies to you, and it doesn't. It's like it can be the positive aspect or what you perceive to be the negative aspect. And that the positive and negative. When when I first experienced that, that's why I was like, whoa, because I thought I was having like I thought I was hallucinating. Like I didn't think that I was seeing what I was or seeing or experiencing what I was experiencing. So that's why like I kept walking and then I go, whoa, like what the hell? Just, like what just happened there? But see whether he paused that while I was explaining this. If he did, well, it's like seriously, it's that part of don't be ashamed of that because I used to have an app on my phone that would tell me if and where there were different energies in my home. And I stopped using it because, like, I got a little freaked out for a bit. But I learned how to work with myself and this, like the physical parts of me and this spirit parts, the light and the shadow. Still gets pretty strange sometimes, but whenever I go into his home, I can feel it. I can feel the spirits like it's like watching me, and others experience that too. Only others won't say something because they're reluctant to because they just don't know that. The dog comes along with it, whichever group you may be looking at that feels that way. But that's what they should be explaining and teaching to people. Because I'll say it again, if you go up to somebody in the store and you feel like all of a sudden you feel like you don't like them, but you don't even know them, you're experiencing the spirit to spirit. And I feel that. Quise que la época de my channel spirit to spirit. It's not person to person, it's not so much person to person as it is spirit to spirit. Because like I said before, I think other people change. Sometimes I call it jumpers. It's like that spirit's trying to find its way home. Same as some people say, like, I want to go home. Well, where is home? Home is where the heart is. And where is the heart? The heart is within you. That's the inner work. See, it's like the heart. It's the center. And when you come to the center, you become that blessed. You feel more blessed and appreciative of even just the little things. Whenever I go walking and I find a piece of glass, It's like a little kid bending down to pick up a piece of glass. Oh, treasure. And I literally say, oh, treasure. Because I have, right here, this full of glass. This was my pickings. Another picking and another picking. It's kind of like a hobby distraction when I'm walking and I'm talking with spirit. It's therapeutic. Well, I'll end up somehow making something with it, or having somebody to make something for me with it. Because I don't have a glass thing or anything, but to make something. Or my sister, she does crafts, but she only uses sea glass. Which, if you're being given glass, especially rare glass, you know, I'll say to my sister now that all that glass that I gave you, you can do a lot with that. See, that's part of the spiritual awakening too. You start finding yourself and the things that you enjoy. Just because you think it's one, like it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure, but it can be seen in different ways. Think of it this way: you have somebody and they throw their stuff out, okay, or they donate. Okay, so you go to a thrift store, and to that person that threw it out, they seen it to be trash and nothing made of value anymore, right? You go in and you find it, but you realize that, oh, wait a minute, that's worth something. Will you see the worth money wise? And they didn't see it in that way. You know? I'm not saying go dig in the garbage. Now, when I was up doing that video, like I said, whenever I go up there, I can feel it around. So it scrambles, and that can create what appears to be the onset or the full blown ADHD. Some say ADD. Well, when you say ADD, I say it's yeah, it's the father of the pain. It's the anxiety. It's the system. So if the system is not working within the body, then it's like it's not working in. I can, like I said, I can see it change. So when people are living in apartment buildings, okay, sometimes they're in apartment buildings that you, I mean, it's anywhere, but a lot comes within the building. Okay, you have a lot more people living in one place. So sometimes there can be more domestic violence, or even just like a lot of verbal violence. And yes, I heard in sexual violence. And it's everybody is combined in together. And people don't like they don't understand like the term and like everybody is a form of an income and it affects them, whether it affects them in a positive or negative spin. It's all in how we perceive it, but you can always take a negative and you can spin it because when you do, you move the energy. So some people say it is what it is, but sometimes it's not about saying it is what it is. It's that part of, is it really what it is, or is it something that you can work through or have a conversation with somebody? Because a lot of people, they will say that nobody knows how to communicate anymore or knows how to communicate. But those same people that say that, they don't listen to themselves because they can't communicate themselves. Today, I could tell he's not protected in that way. And we were in the store, and like the way he spoke to me in the store, and it wasn't really low. So down low, I went up to him and I told him, "Don't you fucking talk to me like that again." And he just then he got a tip on and he went away. But it was that part, like, you want respect, but you were extremely disrespectful to me in the middle of the store. But see, people don't see that, and it's not to shame him. It's that part of when learning to catch yourself. You're responsible for yourself. So some people may have got, well, I did feel people got a little perturbed with spirits got perturbed, not so much, not people versus spirits. They got perturbed because I said about like, we go through things, but we are only the only ones to blame for not bringing us out of it. And I know I felt that down in here, it kind of dropped, but it is. It's are you going to continue going that way? Because one little change can create a ripple. Now, with spirituality, there's, like I said, there's different levels to it. People are in different parts of it, of coming to realization. And one part of it is the part of truth, the part of expressing your emotions and your feelings. And sometimes, you, you lose control of it. And believe me, I know. Because I had an experience tonight. And it was just like, okay, but not holding on to it, sitting with yourself and feeling what it was that you were experiencing in that moment, and even writing down what you experienced. Isso que é tutorial, que chuleta tá aí. So uh, when our space is cleaned up inside of us, then the surroundings clean up. Now, like I said, he will smudge, but he's not smudging enough. And I just heard maybe he likes it. Well, maybe he does. But see, the thing is, I feel him in here, and I know that he doesn't want to live like that. He just doesn't quite know how to come out of that state, because he says about ADHD, and I tried explaining to people that what creates a lot of ADHD is what the energies that are around us, because it's those different forms of spirits that are around us, and they're trying to pull you in all different directions. You gotta set it up, do it, and let you drop. See, you don't understand it until you experience it. Like I had somebody tell me tonight that, like, somebody that knew somebody was starting to come in their spirituality, but it wasn't the way it wasn't. They weren't like me. Well, maybe is that person just starting? How far is that person on their journey? What is it that they know about it, about spiritual awakening? I'm I'm up there because I like just it's surrendering to. So that's why I speak the different languages, and there's others like me that do. Maybe not like me, but maybe I don't speak like them. So if it's okay for the other person to have spirituality, and they're into like maybe some similar things, the crystals and stuff like that. That's where I started. I actually started with a tarot deck first. Oh, actually, an oracle deck. Oh no, it was actually oh, it was actually that deck. And the thing was that the first time I got it was in 2006, and then I lost it. Well, I don't know. I didn't have it for a long time, and I knew that I had it, but then I ended up with this one. And I don't know how I got that one because I don't remember buying it. So it was that, did I buy it in like, people don't believe this, but in different time. And people said, well, you could have bought. Well, yeah, I could have bought, but I know the things that I have. So those are places that I started. And then I just started channeling constantly. But hey, I'm just, to those people, how could I be crazy? It's that part of, I guess I understood what I was experiencing. So it's that part of asking yourself, really? A lot of people do that, especially like right now, because it's all mixed and it's people are saying, "Oh, you got multiple personality disorder and stuff like that." It's like, here, this is what you're experiencing. That's why it seems like multiple personality disorders. Because, yeah, well, I just got asked, "You have multiple personality disorders?" Or I guess spirit does, yeah, because we're all spirit, so we all have a form of multiple personality disorders, as they would put it in dogma, so-called medical terms. I don't do that full on quote thing because it is so-called, right? They call it that, do they not? But you say anything about spirituality. Seriously, like holy shit, you're like, oh my, like, damn. I know someone that's seen, like, they got in the shower and there was, like, a name written on the mirror in steam. How not just one, but two of them. Like, you experience that. You experience the energy. It's not part of saying, like, I'm still here. You just can't see me. I went, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I went somewhere to get a couple of Christmas presents. And I was talking to this young woman. She knew exactly where I was from. She was a younger woman, and she knew what I was talking about. Because when I spoke in the language, she answered me, only in English. 44 on the timer. It's that, don't you dare be different. Don't you dare be unique. You gotta fit in with the rest of us. Or they know and they don't like it because we light up other people's shadows. But it freaked me out seeing that in the video. I was just like, whoa, and then I felt it come on my back and then experienced it again. But I was like them. It was like you have no energy. It's the life. It's like it's being sucked out of you. It's confusing. It can be fucked up. You feel like you're going crazy, but you're actually not. You're experiencing forms of spirit, whether you're hearing it, seeing it, or feeling it. That's why when people say about the biblical text, whatever biblical text they may be looking through, and everybody perceives it differently. I understand. But it's that part of sitting back and thinking, is this way of teaching working for me? Because all I ever hear is the negative part, the fighting over keeping the true message is secret. And that's how to connect with who it is that you're trying to connect. And because of different experiences or the way that they learned it, because I still, whenever I went to church, I see a lot of more sad, like sadder faces, not real happy. And I'm not judging for that because I know that there's a lot happening right now, and a lot of people are, like I said, afraid to come forward. It was when I went to one church, there was a gentleman there that was going away to go to these clubs, and they had no friends for him. And I went up and I prayed for him with them. Only I didn't speak in English. There's a stigma on spirituality. There's a stigma on atheism. There's a stigma on Christianity. Just basically a lot of the way religion is brought out. It's not that religion is bad because it's a belief. It's the chaos it creates when you have a lack of understanding of the Christian, what they perceive to be Christian, and it works on everybody. And that's the part of the spirituality also. See, just because I speak um, different forms of language, sonic, and energy, and everyone have, why don't you really ask someone who knows about like this, really knows about this stuff? I'm not talking about me. I mean, just say like what you're witnessing within me and others much like because you treat people like you say that they're a punk or a doppelganger, however they perceive things like that. But it's that it's only it's a point of view. You could be manifesting another version of yourself. If you watched, I know this movie is some, but if you watched the series Charmed, okay, there was an episode there where Pipe or not Pipe, Prue needed to be in three different places at the same time. So she did a spell to duplicate her into three people, but it backfired. It worked, but she ended up for a bit. They had because they had to say that it was an undercover thing, but those were different versions of her. But it's trying to do so many things, trying to do, thinking you have to do, or wanting to do, or feeling the need to do. It's like for like I just caught like there was four of them, so it was like being in 4D, okay, and 4D is where you're experiencing yourself in physical and spirit. I mean, I know some people say, well, you just lost me on that. Well, okay. I showed a picture the other day where it was showing a shadow of my nephew's feet, and then it was showing a shadow of street lights. It gets really strange sometimes in your spiritual, especially for the one that is experiencing it at that moment. So if you don't, it's a part of like realizing, sitting with yourself and realizing like, okay, you're not experiencing it. So if you're not experiencing it, just imagine what they're experiencing and then see their actions and then put yourself in their shoes to see how you would react, especially if you knew deep within yourself that you actually experienced that, even if people didn't experience it with you or at the same time. My channel's spirit to spirit because it's heart to heart. Anyway, voy matando en sana si quiero sacar su toela no a tu parece tu parece no o su social la yo na que tu puesto en el momento de esa amplio de una que todo su programa a la que tu sharia salakiyan utapato neon so it's just like I know my family don't understand this and they don't understand the part of the spirituality that they're witnessing me because they say it's not spirituality or not what this other person is doing. It's like that part of comparing. Why compare something? Why not understand both sides of it? It's parts that people say they believe in God, but it's that question: do you really, or do you still have doubt because you're still waiting to receive what it is that you're asking for or seeking? Because once you start letting go of possessions or things within yourself, you make room for the depths. Because it's like an overstuffed filing cabinet. What happens when you have an overstuffed filing cabinet? You know, you see it in the cartoons where the thing comes out and everything just goes all over the place. That's part of the spiritual awakening. you're learning how to talk with yourself and settle your mind, because everything you kind of you store the memories in your mind, but the pain in your heart and your body. I'll say, what do I know? I'm not Jordan Peterson, right? I don't make millions of dollars, and this ain't to throw shade on me. I hear he's pretty good. I've actually watched some of his stuff. Some stuff I don't agree with, but there's probably stuff of mine that if he watched, he wouldn't agree with, or he'd like play woman with a psychiatric disorder. But if he really knew about Jesus, to say, as he was trying to get Elon Musk, then he'd understand the spirit person, because it's the energy within you. Creating the reaction. That's pretty certain that when they do like an MRI or CT, things like that, it's your body reacting to different frequencies. And I know going in an MRI, holy crap, man. They say about loud noises making you go deaf, but they put you in a machine where you're in there and it's bang, 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 clang, clang, ding. Like, holy shit, man. Like, oh, wow. So you're looking to solve one problem, but you're creating another one by making the person go deaf so they don't hear the chatter in the background, right? That's part of spirituality. Seeing things for what it really is and not being sucked in by, yeah, I was going to say by an illusion. People don't know how much I meditate, because I meditate on the go. I could be meditating right now and you guys not even know that I'm experiencing it. That's when you've really learned how to meditate. Because meditation, it's not always about just sitting and using your feet. You can be walking and using your fingertips and taking yourself out of your head and putting yourself in your body so you experience the body instead of all the mind stuff in front of it. But people say, because you push and swear and you come on and you're just like this, you're telling your whole life story. Yeah, why? Are you ashamed of it? And if you are, why are you ashamed of it? Or you want to tell me I'm an effing idiot? Or, seriously, I know I'm not an idiot, and I know I'm not crazy. I had someone comment on one of my videos telling me that I need to go get my meds and that I was an old lady. Had to be an old lady. I could say that, well, my oldest is 35, but I'm not supposed to call him my oldest, but I do. And my youngest is 32. So it's like, I'm proud of my age. I might not have physical things to show for myself or show for my life, but whether my kids like me or not, I have them to show. And you know, at least they speak truth, even if they call me it. Well, but that's not true, only in their eyes, because but that's all right. It just means they still have a lot to learn about what respect is, and them expecting to receive it. See, a lot of people, when you wake up to their spirituality, people don't like it. Doesn't matter if you wake up to it in a religious fashion or on the way I see it, and the way others see it. Because it doesn't mean that every person sees it the same way. But we expect everybody to. But how are you going to understand something if you don't talk with one another to understand how their beliefs are? And it's okay to have a new belief. I'll admit, I believe in Santa Claus, even if you don't bring me any presents. Because I had a vision, and I'm like an old lady, but I had a dream of like Santa Claus, and I mean, it was like holy snap, and I was like, I was seeing like a sleigh, but there were no reindeer, but it was a sleigh, and it was like it was going into the Northern Lights. So that was well, oh crap, really weird, but it was cool. It was like I woke up and was like confused, like because it felt so real. That's part of the spiritual awakening. It's because you're waking up to realizing that you're on journeys, even when you're sleeping. You don't know what a channel is. You don't know what a medium is. Believe it. Everybody is. It's that part of I said, give your voice to the voice. And the situation, so, I know that I can feel like positive spirits. It's like the negative of the spirit, the negative side of the spirit aspect of it. And I get it's like I to bring both messages because they're sometimes they're screaming it out because they're bringing it out. That's why I say it's spirit to spirit. Don't sign up for this. على طول يشتغل السلطة أنا هشوف بعينه سكويا والشيء هاي no, it's intense. And I explained that on my YouTube channel description, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self. See, I experience this around everywhere I go. I'm doing it. Even if it's people with, but a lot of people will talk with me about it and ask questions. But instead, others want to criticize it because it's not normal. It's a part of who are you to say what's normal? Maybe what's normal for you is not normal for that person next to you. Listen now, man, shut it down. I'll stop you. When I know, like I have something that I want to read because some people don't want to hear it from me, but it's like it explains the different stages that it can happen, the different ways it can happen, and mine was through a death experience. But people don't believe me that I died because I was at home alone, but I had been telling them that I wasn't. I don't hold that against them. I know in some ways it feels like I do, because in ways I still have anger from it. It's like whether like I don't know if in a past life I left, it was like I left somewhere for dead, or sometimes things. I'm talking a past life because people have past life experiences or memories from it because it didn't happen in physical or in this perceived time. And a lot of people look at me like I have 100 heads. Well, maybe in one lifetime I did have 100 heads. Maybe you had 100 heads, but you see that? You think it's just now? All the stuff that comes to life, what we want to turn our head, some stuff may be conspiracy, but maybe it's not a conspiracy theory because that person experienced it. They just don't know how to show people. So I said that things can happen gradually at your pace, and sometimes it just says nope. Like it's coming out. It's coming up, and it'll come out like barf. Whether it comes out as actual barf or verbal barf. 111, as I said that. And the verbal barf is a lot of what you experience on my channel. But it's others speaking for other parts, speaking forward to other spirits, speaking forward to, because it tells their history also when I go back in the ancestral line, in genealogy. But some say, like, why do you do that? They're not relatives. Well, if you understood things, you'd realize that whether there's a number behind it, it's still family because we're connected. We share a piece of the same gene. So some people are closer to extended family more than they are their immediate family. I know there's some people in my family that understand it, like may not fully understand what I bring forward, but they understand it. They understand the belief of it and the connection with it. Because in many ways, I know they're probably experiencing similar to me. They're bringing different things forward because that's where their journey has taken them. Some of my relatives, they make jewelry and perfumes and oils, stuff like that. I know because I seen them at one of the holistic craft fairs one day. It was cool to see them there. I don't know them well, but I knew who they were. And they knew me because they said I was the one that does the videos. So, I can be can come off as a bitch. I come off as as an asshole. I guess it's the mother and the father aspect of it, the masculine and feminine, and they're duking it out. That's the mirroring effect. I'm giving like my masculine is duking it out with my feminine, and my feminine, like it's saying, hey, dang it, you're going to hear me. Well, you're going to hear me too. It's like, shit, man. If, if you can't laugh with yourself, who can you laugh with? And I mean a true, genuine laugh. I feel like, yeah, it's like it's energy coming up. It's the chakra moving forward. What different vocal sounds in your throat will help things move. So, hold, nothing but hold. I, I said that like the other day when I was in class. I wasn't embarrassed for it either. I was saying we were talking about like stress and about moving it, like with regards to like, how our body feels, getting up and walking to kind of shift the energy within our body, stuff like that. And I asked about if they did a really good stretch and then have a rush go to their head, through their body. And I ended up saying that it's better than an orgasm, which it is. See, to have that effect, it's got to be a really good orgasm. because it just vibrates your whole body. And that's the movement of the energy. It's going to everything in your body. But someone said, you really do it. You get university. Well, I got experience. And I know a lot of places they don't take on experience, which, experience can actually do better than a university degree because you're going by the actual experience. You're not going by a dogma system or a limited belief system that tells everybody that they have to behave it the same way. Yeah. Yes, woman, I got a blue light back there right now. And then with the pink, it makes it look good. It's we're done with that. I'm moving energy because it's feel right here. Está la todo en eliminación. For helping it's spirits come in to help you move. It's like you feel your way through it, you talk your way through it, they help you through it, and it's like, hey lady, you're loopy. Proud to be loopy. At least I'm not sick anymore. I may look like a spastic raging lunatic, but that's okay. Because I'm proud to be a spastic raging lunatic. People don't have to believe what I say, don't have to do what I say. I'm showing you what I experience, bringing you different messages through spirit. And I know that some of them, like the spirits that I feel up there, because I can feel, like if I go up there and then I come back down, I can feel some of them. It's like they're following me. But it's like they just stop the course. Some of them end up come through, and I transmute it and talk with that spirit to the heart. Something good for therapy and helping you through things is being able to finish yourself. And by doing a video, you're facing yourself. And then you just talk out your feelings. And even as if you're talking to that person, what would you say to that person? Whether it be advice or whether it be you telling them how you feel about something that you experienced. How are you going to resolve anything if you're not willing to talk about it or communicate about it and you're just busy yelling at one another. And that's what's see, it's watching other people and seeing the parts of what you see within yourself sometimes. And then fuck something. Because there's some parts of yourself that you really don't want to see. You know it's there, but you don't want to admit to it. You don't want to look at it. It keeps coming up because you're not looking through it. You're not talking to that part of it. I'll tell you right now, you're your best therapist. You just don't know it because you don't listen to yourself. That's why when you go to the doctor don't listen to the patient because if they actually listen to the patient, they might understand it because the patient is usually telling you where the problem is, which a lot of professionals you know nothing because you're the ones with the degree. God forbid you friends and others in Reiki, any other form of healing and forgiveness. See, I was getting spells. Once you come to the understanding, you understand that everything is a form of a spell, but it's how you use it because if it's affecting somebody else, then that's against your free will. If it affects you, that's your free will. That's the part of knowing that, each way you have a reaction from it. And it's your choice whether you want to have a good reaction from it or whether you want to have not so good reaction. Because when you manifest things, people say, oh, manifestation, manifestation. Yes, your thoughts and your heart, when you feel if you're angry, you manifest anger. If you're happy, you manifest happy, joy, excitement. But it creates conflict because you know how to love yourself and be yourself and not worry about having to put it in someone else's face because that's what a lot of things are happening that it's trying to shove it. We're trying to shove it in each other's faces. And we all have ways of believing. And when we're shoving it in each other's face, whether it be race, religion, sexuality, or your monetary or physical wealth, Yeah, I just kind of I'm experiencing it's like energy moving and it's kind of stagnant. Well, not stagnant, it's moving, but it's like cleaning out the filing cabinet. It's releasing tension, anxiety, fear, anger, and I release anger. I just I bring it in, and then it's that part you gotta slowly release it because you gotta have that talking through it to just calm and come back to center, come back to your state of calmness. Even after something made you so angry, you just realize that okay, I'm not gonna let that eat at me, and I'm not gonna wear it because it's a part of what made you feel angry. Was it because it was something that was true? Was it something you may have done and you're angry about doing it, or something that somebody else did? I got yeah. Some people want to punch each other in the head. Yep. And I'll be honest, I've had that feeling sometimes when I've gotten in the states of just like releasing everything, but it's being able to release it, but more of a controlled release so that you don't physically lash out at someone. Might yell at people, but is it the people that deserve that you're angry with, that you're yelling at, or are you taking it out on somebody else who has no part in it or has no fucking clue why you do stuff? And when you become more connected with yourself and you have your self awareness, then you can read your own body and understand what your body is experiencing, and you can even transmute that through your own body because you relate it back to an experience. And I felt that right there because it was like I just in my head, but there's really nothing, no thought right now because I'm more centered and it's just energy moving to it. It's like a little, literally like an airhead. So the hair matches. You know, they say if you can't make fun of yourself, then it's harder to laugh. But it's not about making fun of somebody else's disabilities or flaws, because that's just really no ignorance. Yes, I have to go. I got to apologize for it. Probably not. I look at it this way. I may have done that in the past, but I'm not the same person. Because when I catch myself like judging other people, I catch myself and ask myself, like, why am I judging that person? I don't know them. I don't know their, well, I mean, I can, before I couldn't feel them, so I was judging them, but by their appearance, I wonder, it's, I wonder where their heart and their head is. I was seniors today, was sitting and a couple people come in and we were talking. And I started allowing myself to open up and explain things because it was a wellness place. And to some, it made sense. Well, I didn't like it. I understand that to others it won't make sense because some things are explained. People think that, like, if science can't prove it, then it can't be proven. And, growing up, like, I see Bill Ackman when he goes to show. I really don't like him. But there's things that he says that, I don't resonate with, and I don't agree with. But like I said, there's the things that he wouldn't agree with me on. But they were doing like scans while he was channeling, and it was creating different things within his brain because it's like the light when your brain lights up and it can light up red, blue, yellow, orange. I know because I have an MR, I have a PET scan that shows the colors. So they're checking to find out what's going on within his brain while he's channeling. That's science looking into it. And they're finding different things out of how the brain works when people are channeling, they're in the state of channeling. Some people, they have to go in and just kind of close their eyes and what have you. And some people are like me, where it just, you could be walking and constant because it's not like you may be standing next to me and I start doing it. And maybe it's that my spirit's communicating with another spirit around from your spirit. I see lots of things on, like with TikTok or YouTube and what have you. Some people have things on Facebook and what have you, and I see the different things that they're bringing forward when it comes to their beliefs. It's not about picking sides. It's about helping you solve the whatever it is that it's kept them fighting. And sometimes that you can't stop. Wait, no, that's where you're wrong. It's all in how you perceive it and approach it and communicate and allow them. So there's never really been a safe space because everybody's of who's right and who's wrong, and not realizing that they experienced it because it was the experience of their ancestors, but nobody ever came along and gave the different perspective. And the safe space has always been a fight over land. So it created a lot of the deaths create a lot of spirits, and that's where the jumpers come in. That's where you recognize someone in one way or another, or you feel something towards that person, you don't know them, but you know in some circumstances, psychologists, counselors, things like that, they don't look at that from that angle. Everything's gotta have a medical term. Back in '99, when I went through the first awakening, my doctor told me that they give you pills to suppress it because it's actually a form of like a form of a possession. That those whatever you're feeling, you attract that to you. So you attract those spirits. That's why you can see somebody in 1 minute, like the way I look at it, but it's like the parts of me, the channeling of me. People go in different states to experience spirit consciousness, all in how you perceive it. Consciousness could be the mind, soul, the heart, the body, spirit. You know, the mind is the heaven, the creativity. The heart is the subconscious, the one helps us to grow, and then the body is you, and the water is the food. Some water, earth, and heaven. And Oh, yeah. Well, everything that fires up is luminous stars. So that's the universe. Universe. Look at your eyes. If you look at your eyes, and it is true. I seen it on a thing, and then it was like, yeah, because like it looks like the universe through your eyes. You know, they say you see the soul through the eyes, and sometimes people just look completely lost. And it's people say, well, because they're souls. No, they're in a bad place, and it may feel like they're soulless, but they're in a bad place. So that's I collect angel figurines. But I'm looking for other lost angels. That was one, but I'm found. And I know I had a help with a lot of people, and a lot in the physical and the spirit. They taught me lessons along the way. Some learn the lessons, and some take longer to learn them. But for each person, the lessons are different. It's how I do something different. So I it's like taking yourself and putting yourself back in the thing or the place or situation that created your original trauma, and empower yourself. Take your power back. It's not about the experience not having, it's taking your power back from not giving it your power anymore. Seeing it, looking through it, and then when you release it, sometimes if it comes back, it means that there's something else you're looking at, something you missed, and it's just that's the gradual part of it, because then you'll see the truth of who you are. Yes. It's like that moral, like with, yeah, the Grinch. I was getting the Grinch. Like that part of the Grinch when like he steals Christmas, but he meets Cindy Lou Who, and he likes her, and then he realizes that in the end, it's not about it becomes not about the presents, but the family that you share it with. It's cherishing. It's more cherishing that time together. And I know some people they don't talk at Christmas. some people don't have some of these places. But to me, it's being there for each other and protecting each other, giving a safe space. It's like I had somebody tell me that when we were in the military, you have to say permission to speak freely. That's why I said I'd never be able to be in the military because I'd be speaking freely all the time. And if you called me, like it is now, like it's like I know that we called me maggots, that beats their spirit down, beats their self-esteem, their self-worth, and some of them just get angry or cocky, and then some of them come home and they had a family that becomes destroyed. You still want to live civilian life, and I know ones like that. Like this place I went into, I was like, oh my gosh, why is why is not every mental health place like that? But instead, most it's like going into an institution because every office looks the same. And they say, oh, well, people have fits. Really? Well, this place I was to today, a lot of them suffered from PTSD, but they still had it. Still looked good. It still was calm, a calming atmosphere. It was inviting. It had you feeling like you were somebody, even if you felt like you were something. But instead of doing that, they give you an institution and pump it. That's part of spirituality because if you look back at all of what you see when they do movies and things like that about Jesus or Yeshua, however you see it, they have him lashing out at the system because he sees what's hurting the people that he's trying to help. Say we live by sin. We live by systems integrated into society. To some, this may not make any sense at all, but to others, they already know it, or they're beginning to understand it, or already do, because they've experienced it themselves. So part of just because you don't understand it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. But it's the part of helping others to understand it by learning how to speak the language of understanding. Try you're trying to explain something to somebody, try giving an example that they can relate to. So that's the part of that person writing why are people so stupid? And like I said, they make you appear stupid, but it's because they don't see your life, or they don't understand what it is you're trying to explain. It's that the way we grow up, what we hear, what we watch, what we experience. I still hold on to some things because I'm still the board on the back there. Yeah, right there. Up, up at TikTok, you can see it. My chalkboard. It's the sharpest. Oh shit. Yeah. That's language coming from like, yeah, I'm just sitting there because I can feel it. It's a calmness, but at the same time now. Yeah, it's moving on. Right now. I'm weird. Yeah, I'm experiencing. But yeah, yeah. Look at the monkeys. The days later. It's what am I supposed to like you're saying? It's like, yeah, are you high lady? Only on energy. Literally. Hindi sila iba. The film. I know. They're two meds. I'm using my meds right now because it's called the setup to the right there when I started going, I was like wave, wave of energy. See what I'm doing? It's a part of connecting with others. So what I'm experiencing within me, it's like I'm experiencing others, but it's me. It's not just feeling in my body. It's right there between feeling the energy between the nose and the nose and deep here. And it's almost like it's in the center of the brain, but it's like it goes in and then it goes up in here and then it goes up the center of the brain. Yeah, you connect with your energy source, like your energy in your fingers, and then you connect part of your body that you want to experience to help to heal. And then you just kind of just moving your hands can actually help moving like forms of energy in your body. That's why you seem to listen. That was like kind of a spine. Yeah, it's like, let's dance. Yo, joyeux. Whoa. Okay. It's intense. I just very, is it overwhelming? Sometimes it can feel overwhelming with an anxiety, but it's that part of when you know what you're experiencing, it's energy. So it creates an anxiety. Even like doing this can actually help, but I tell people to do this because what you're actually doing is where you have energy in your fingers, if there's a lot of energy spirits around you, you're actually kind of pushing it out with your breathing space. And that's part of the being able to connect. You're bringing your body in more of alignment because you know how to say you have a chemical imbalance. Well, you actually have more of an energy imbalance within yourself. And some don't saying that, but that's why I did that. Oh, I didn't go learn these languages anywhere. So right now in my hands, it feels like it's repelling, like a magnet. It's because I don't have the experience energy. You used to do it when you were a kid. Okay, it was like when you went to try to close your hands, but you couldn't close them because you had like energy in your hands. Your fingertips were probably like that or something like that. It's like holding your energy. Yeah. Settle. Wait. Yes. Wait. See, I'm praying all the time, and like it's just people say it's great. It's so it's the it's that happy. It's that put it another way. It's that put our speaking with you, speaking to you yourself because you're actually like it's okay to just talk as if you're talking to somebody because you're actually not. Talk out loud. Even if you're alone. You know, I look like I'm talking to myself all the time. You know, I actually am. I'm talking to different versions of myself and others because it's the spirits that they're coming to you. That's why you're experiencing things that you're experiencing. It's saying there's something you need to work through. There's something that needs to be worked through. So they're there to help you through it. If you're set, like if you're saying something that reminds you of that person, that's because you're right there to say that I'm here, you can't see me, and you may not be able to hear me, but please keep talking because it'll be able to help you get to different parts of yourself. Like I hear my mom a lot. Yeah, I'm connected that way. But for somebody who can't connect in that way, it's really weird. They show in different ways because some people aren't able to handle what they could experience disbelief. But it's that part of first, like talking, being able to express your voice, being able to express your feelings, even if it feels like people don't want to hear you, because it comes out in an anger sometimes, because it still comes out of me as feeling of anger, because it's like that feeling. I can't say the feeling because that person feels it differently than what another person. Some want to face it, or and others don't want to even look at it because when things happen, if you have to, if you look at it, it becomes, it's like it becomes real, and that's part of the spirit. Spirit, if you're fighting, the spirits want to communicate something, but they don't know how to communicate it. So they try to fight about it. And when I say spirits, said it hurts too much to talk about things. Do I ever feel alone? Alone in the physical world. Like, how many of you watch the show Limitless World? So I do it by myself. And it's not that it's being by myself is actually helping me to heal because it's helping me work through my emotions. And every day is a struggle, like different things, because I'm very frustrated. I take breaks, but I'd rather be doing it. See, I might do stuff as homework if I'm in the course or something. But just because I don't do the homework doesn't mean I don't do it. I just can't. I should, I'll be honest, I struggle to do homework, but I want to learn. So I learn by audio and visual and verbal. Well, that's all. I learn by seeing it, hearing it, and just like just some things I can catch on to, other things I can't catch on to. But I was never a person who was really good at taking notes in school or actually not just like doing homework or studying for tests. And it wasn't because I was stupid or uneducated. I have gone to college, university. I'm glad I did. My ear is itchy. I never said it was all rubber. And there goes like the suction cup. It's like what's that? Shrek when he's getting in his ear and he just puts it right in and then pops it right in. That felt good though. Like seriously, it was like a good old massage. I had to go like that. Like clean the shit out of here, man. Sometimes I feel like I have to, but there's nothing in there. There's not even anything in here half the time. It's usually full of air. But that's not a bad thing because it means that I'm not overthinking everything and put myself back into a mind trap. I'm using it for different things, giving it space to like, using its own thought process. Yes, I sometimes your thoughts can wander, and it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like it's just where you take your thoughts. I always said thought is part of a relationship, so and that is true. Because once you have one thought, that creates another thought. You just keep thought. It's like that period at the end of the sentence that never stops. Train us confirmation. I won't. Go ahead. Okay. What is the spiritual awakening? This person wrote, "What is the spiritual awakening? Spiritual awakening is a call to higher consciousness and deeper mental awareness, which is as a spirit awareness. Spirit awareness is like because it includes self-awareness, aware of your brain, your thoughts, your mental. The process of spiritual awakening brings about special transformation and a shift in one's worldview. When someone goes through a spiritual awakening, they experience a shift in their mental framework. What causes a spiritual awakening? For many, a spiritual awakening is brought about by a life-changing event. For others, it is a gradual and subtle shift. Here are a list of common catalysts for spiritual awakening. A traumatic experience. This is one that has a profound detrimental impact on our physical and emotional well-being. It is often followed by a long period of healing. Examples of traumatic experience can be suffering from one form of abuse or surviving a serious accident. Major life-changing events. These are events that have the potential to change the entire course of life. A divorce, the death of a loved one, or a serious illness can classify as a life-changing event. An existential crisis, as, as also known as the dark night of the soul. During an existential crisis, an individual begins to question the meaning and purpose of life. It is often accompanied by depression or followed by a life-changing experience that is not always the case. I've had all those so far, and this was the biggest one. Near-death experience, but I actually died. It was like I went through, but I guess I wasn't ready yet, or they weren't ready for me, or I had to kick my own ass. Near-death experience. This is a pretty self-explanatory. Many people who reported having a near-death experience also discuss coming into contact with beings from the other beings from the other side. As you can imagine, such an experience profound transformation in one's outlook on life. A natural awakening. This is the evolutionary process of awakening. It takes place after engaging in a practice that produces a shift in consciousness awareness. Practices that can activate a greater consciousness awareness are meditation, mindfulness, developing a deep sense of connection with caring for plants and animals, self-transformational practices. What is the process of? It is important to note the process of spiritual awakening is different for everyone. Yet, here are some of what you may experience. Intuition. At the onset of spiritual awakening, you may begin to encounter inner turmoil or a sense of feeling disconnected from this world. You will also develop an awareness to the ego as separate from yourself and acknowledge the greater energy at work with the universe. This intuition into the journey of awakening often occurs after a life-changing event or experience. During this time, you will feel a call to look inward and begin to process self-evaluation. The Corey, spiritual awakening opens your eyes to the areas of your life in need of healing. After the process has started, you may move into a period of questioning as you confront limiting beliefs and negative behavioral patterns. If you were following a religious path, you would also experience a dismantling of this belief system as you seek to make sense of this world. The quest. On the path to spiritual awakening, you may begin to inquire about various spiritual practices as a means to gain a sense of divine wisdom and deepen your understanding of this world. This can be through attending spiritual centers of worship, reading sacred texts, sacred texts, or doing research on other religions. Religious belief systems provide us with many paths to spiritual awakening. Many religions, many religions provide us with a perfect place to start until we are able to understand our own feet. For instance, the Noble Eightfold Path in Buddhism outlines steps towards perfect peace and paradise. Yeah. Oh, forgive me. Okay. The knowledge and depth of the universe are far beyond what can be continued by any one religion. This may lead you to quest to many religious traditions before you choose to commit to one, or you may even take a hybrid approach by adopting principles from the very variety of faith. Integration. During your spiritual awakening journey, light is shed on the wounds of your soul in order for you to seek healing. As these wounds are revealed, you'll feel compelled to seek support from the form of traditional therapy, spiritual guidance, coaching services, and spiritual healing practices. As you seek healing and guidance, you are clearing out negative thought patterns and making room for divine knowledge and wisdom to flow through. Healing helps you shift into a new paradigm, program. I can't. Okay. Paradigm and elevate your conscious mind. Oneness with the universe. At this point, you will experience a sense of oneness with the universe. You may lose your sense of self-identity or separatism from the universe. In psychology, this is described as the depths of the ego. Ego is a complete loss of one's sense of self or subjective self-identity. That's what people. The symptoms. What does a spiritual awakening feel like? As you go through a spiritual awakening, you may feel a variety of symptoms from time to time, especially each time you experience a shift or up-leveling in consciousness. Here are some symptoms you may experience: hypersensitivity and heightened awareness, an increase in intuition and sense of awareness, becoming more in tune with the environment around you, becoming more empathic towards others, overwhelming feelings of love. God is love. As you are experiencing an elevation in your conscious awareness, you will be in increased contact with divine love. Lucid dreams. This is like feeling. These are dreams in which you are aware of the fact that you are dreaming or feel as if you are awake within the dream. A dream within a dream. Synchronicities. These are spontaneously occurring events that appear to be related to each other. Feelings of deja vu. This is having an experience that feels as if it occurred before and feels familiar. Extreme peace and calm. Feeling a profound sense of inner peace. Delusion. This is the feeling. This is feeling like you're in a dream-like state while awake in the current reality. You know you are awake, but yet you feel as if you're in a dream. This feeling is brought on by a dismantling of previous perceptions of reality. Loneliness, having difficulty connecting with family and peers on a deeper level. Feeling as if they don't understand, you bring about feelings of isolation. Superiority complex. Superiority complex. Being caught up in a state of judgment of others. Feeling better and more enlightened than the people around you. And I have already brought that forward about what I do and not catch myself doing it. It's connected. This is feeling a lack of attachment to this world. You may desire to find a spiritually fulfilling career or devote your life to sacred endeavors, or you may lack interest in your peers. How long does spiritual awakening process take? It is important to note this is a mutually processed which or match, much like aging. According to Buddhism principles, we will continue to learn and grow until we achieve nirvana. As defined by the Oxford Dictionary, it is the transcendent state in which there is neither suffering, desire, nor sense of self, and the subject is released from the effects of karma and the cycle of death and rebirth. It represents the final goal of Buddhism. And that's also the teachings that Jesus was bringing to the people. And people don't look at it that way. We learn things. Jesus learned things. So I said the other night, like, how do you know you don't just keep coming back to try and tell us? Your journey towards spiritual awakening is a cycling and ongoing process for as long as you are in this life. It's continuously growing. It's like a tree. You don't cut a tree and you nurture it, would it not continue to grow? You know, see some things that they say that they're mountains. But if you look at them, and I looked at the pictures, and they do actually resemble giant trees. And you cut them down. Do you know so many people have challenges with spiritual awakening because of toxic religious beliefs? Tune into a soulful, oh, and then she has podcasts. I should actually watch her. So, if you don't get shit. I guess I'll just have to leave that open for now. So I figure out how to work them. So when I showed the video at the beginning, it was showing the experience of spirit energies. And just as I said that, my tablet turned on by itself. It says, oh, hey, God. You know, they say no such thing as coincidence, just synchronicities, but it essentials with no, I learned on like last night or the other night that I got books, but I haven't. I've started reading some and looking through them, but like I said, I can read, but it's just like oh, look at that! Look what I just opened up to. See, that's like twice. What's the next one, man? First, it was the tablet turning on when I said about spirit energies, and then I opened up to the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine, ebony and ivory. But anyways, it's how you perceive it. I can't tell you how to see it. I can tell you how to understand it. I can tell you to believe it or not believe it, because it's always what you experience and you listen to yourself. But I do hope that like the stuff that I bring forward actually helps you somewhat, whether it helps you to release anger towards me and get some sort of anger out, or if you were able to release and cry, because what I bring forward reminds you of something you experienced. It's not only to like ponder on it, it's saying like it's okay to see it and cry and release it, because you're told that when you can't release it, you gotta keep it in. Right. So you have to keep it in. But it's no. Even if you put it out to yourself in a video so you can go back and watch yourself and actually hear what you say to yourself. Like hearing both sides, on both sides. I know that would sound a little strange, but it's true. This part of you is vocalizing it to that part, and then you go back and watch it, and it's vocalizing it back to you. True. You said you go on there to yourself and you say what you want to say to the people that hurt you, and then you're going to go watch it. But also be upfront and honest and admit the things that you had part in. That's what my lives are about. My lives bring it forward. Yeah, I still have my last. At least we forget. I did that for instead. I was gonna go get a picture off of Google, and then I thought, no, I want to put my own up there. Everybody else is putting a picture up there. I want to put my phone up there. So that was in my comfort zone. I just started thinking of it so that they're like one of them's like I said, it's like a kid did it, but I got one that it's like more overprotective. I went into somewhere today and I said about like putting one of the pages up somewhere is like you need to like have it in a healing place because it's like healing hoods, healing out of the purpose, things like that. It's spiritual all my life, but just started like really understanding it as food. And it's all good. Fucked up sometimes, but aren't we all? And some of this doesn't know people. And I don't mean because it constipated either. I mean because you're full of shit. You may be constipated because your guts are hurting and you've got what they say is irritable bowel or Crohn's. And sometimes you get really constipated. But that's caused from what we're talking about right now. Yes, yes, what did they- what did they say? Two roads derived in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that was me. That has made all the difference. Yes, I took the one less traveled. Sure did. Holy snapping axles! Did I ever? I I'm so stubborn. I took the long way around. I wanted to smell roses along the way, only they weren't roses. But it helped me to get to places. And now I have flowers all the time because they're straight from the dollar store. But they're pretty. They don't. I mean, they're pretty decent for dollar store flowers. Because you can go in some of these stores, Michael's sometimes. Yeah, like you go in there and it's like dollar store, they're nicer and cheaper too. um, excuse me. So I'll leave it there. And with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone who wants to relate to us. Much love to big, grow, great, with support of yourself, your authentic self. Be kind to yourself, be true to yourself, be kind and true to others, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. And all love, and it is the weekend. I love you all.